Want to turn your love for t-shirts and graphic design into a thriving business? Imagine creating designs people can't wait to wear and making money while someone else handles the printing and fulfillment. Now, if this sounds too good to be true, it's because it is. In order to actually make a decent profit, you can't use print on demand. So just don't do it. Do not rely on print on demand. In this video, I'm going to teach you a better way to start an apparel business for very little money and the right way to leverage print on demand to create a profitable business. What's up, everyone? My name is Steve Chu and I'm a full-time e-commerce seller, and I run a 7-figure business selling printed handkerchiefs and linens over at bumblebeelinens.com. I've used print on demand a lot in my business and even helped my 9 and 11-year-old kids launch their own t-shirt company over at kidincharge.com, which made $1,000 in their first month of business. Now, in case you aren't familiar with print on demand, a print-on-demand company allows you to white label their products and print your own custom designs on their merchandise. They handle all the inventory and all the shipping, and you just supply the artwork. There are a wide range of products to choose from, like t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and bags. You upload your design, and they will print and ship it to your customer for you. And the best part is that you don't have to pay for the merchandise until the customer pays you for your product. As a result, you can literally start a print-on-demand dropshipping business for little or no money at all. Plus, it's really easy to start. You can sign up with one of many print-on-demand platforms like Printful, Gelato, or Printify and instantly integrate it with your website. Using their free design software, you make a product, connect your Shopify store, and all of your designs are electronically transmitted to your shop. And when an order comes in, fulfillment is done automatically. But here are the big downsides that almost no one tells you about. The margins for print-on-demand suck. For example, this t-shirt here from Printful costs $16.25, which includes printing on one side of the garment. Shipping for this garment is $4.69, which makes your cost a total of $20.94. To make a profit of just $5, you need to sell your shirt for $26. If you want to make a paltry $10, you have to price your shirt at $31. And realistically, most people won't be willing to pay $26 or $31 for a t-shirt unless you're someone famous or if you're selling your shirts as part of an event or a concert. Most people won't be willing to pay that much for a t-shirt online. Now, while there are cheaper shirts to choose from on Printful or your favorite print-on-demand company, most of the cheaper ones either feel thin and cheap or rough and thick on the skin. The other big negative is poor quality control. Because a third-party printing company is handling everything for you, you will not know how your shirt feels or how it looks printed before it's shipped to your customer. Plus, you can't really control the packaging. For example, if you want to use your own branded box and include inserts, you either have to pay a lot of money or have your product shipped in a plain brown box. Now, the final reason you shouldn't use print on demand is because of limitations in the print. Most print-on-demand companies only allow you to print on fixed locations of your garment. For example, you can't customize the sleeve of your shirt. You can't custom print pockets or the inner linings of your garment. And basically, you're going to be very limited in your creativity. Now, it is because of the extremely low margins of print-on-demand and the limitations in branding and flexibility that I decided to buy my own printer and print my own merchandise in-house. Now, some of you are probably thinking, isn't buying a printer super expensive? Well, on the low end, an inexpensive printer can cost as little as $1,500. And if you don't have $1,500 lying around, then here's my recommendation. Start off with print on demand with the expectation that it will not make you life-changing money. You can literally start a print on demand business for $0. Then use print on demand to figure out what designs sell well from your portfolio. In other words, use print on demand to perform product research. And whenever you make a sale, save that money towards a printer where you can print your own merchandise yourself. Now, remember the example I gave earlier where a t-shirt from a print-on-demand company costs about $20.94? Well, if you buy your shirts in bulk from China, you can get them for as little as 41 cents in quantity. But even at lower quantities, you can get them for as little as $1 a piece. Meanwhile, if you buy a blank t-shirt in the United States, you can get them for around $3 to $4. Now, the cost of printing on your own will cost you around $1.10 for a complicated design. So all told, assuming you source from China, your shirt cost will only be about $2.50 versus $20.94, and that's literally an 8.4x increase in profit. Yes, you'll have to deal with shipping and fulfillment yourself, but this really is the best way to make real money in the printing business. Not convinced yet? Well, here's how you got to think about it. It takes a lot of work and energy to get a sale for your products. At print-on-demand margins of around 10 to 20%, you cannot afford to advertise. Your best bet for traffic is organic SEO and social media, and it's going to be tough to get someone to pay $30 for a shirt. Therefore, it is always to your benefit to make more profit for every sale. People who promote print-on-demand will try to tell you that you can make up for the money in volume, but realistically, you'll have to sell 8x more shirts to make the same amount of money, and that's hard to do. Now, in my last video, I showed off my brand new Sublistar DTF printer that allows me to print on any fabric or garment for pennies on the dollar. But recently, I got a brand new toy for fabric printing, the Uninet iColor 650 white toner printer. Now, in case you're wondering why I decided to get another fabric printer, well, it's primarily because maintaining a DTF printer is kind of a pain in the butt. Over the course of the past year, my DTF printer has broken down 3 times, and this has nothing to do with the quality of the printer itself. I attribute all of my problems to user error. The problem with a DTF printer is that you have to literally print all the time, which is normally fine for our business. For the most part, we use our printer every single day. But several months ago, I decided to go on a short vacation and forgot to tell my employees to run the machine every day. And when I got back, all the nozzles were clogged. In addition, there are many intricacies to cleaning and maintaining a DTF printer that is somewhat cumbersome. Even though I consider myself well-versed in DTF printing today, it's actually really difficult to teach my employees all the little details of printer maintenance. As a result, I decided to get the Uninet iColor 650 white toner printer. And essentially, a white toner printer is a laser printer that allows you to print on fabric, mugs, wood, glass, ceramics, metal, basically everything. And it's actually much more flexible than a DTF printer. Now, this printer here costs about $7,000, but that's only because I chose a higher end model. Uninet also offers an entry-level version for half the price, or about $3,500. Now, if you want to take a look, I've included a link to exactly what I bought in the description below, but the biggest benefit of this printer for my business is that it requires little or no maintenance. With a white toner printer, you do not have to print every day, and it requires far less hand-holding and maintenance than running a DTF printer. With my DTF printer, it's been difficult to train my employees how to use it, and they've made tons of mistakes that have cost me money. Meanwhile, a white toner printer is much easier to use, and it's hard to screw things up. The printer is far more beginner-proof. Now, the only downside to a white toner printer is that it costs more money per print. For example, for a t-shirt design that looks like this, it might only cost $1 to print on my DTF printer. But on the white toner printer, you have to purchase a special film and transfer sheet combo, which costs about $3 per sheet. Then you have to buy toner as well, which costs around 13 cents per page. So all told, it probably costs roughly 3x the cost to print a page on a white toner printer versus a DTF printer. So if you do lots of volume, DTF printing will usually win out in terms of costs. But let me tell you this, with my DTF printer so far, I've already spent about $800 in brand new print heads because they got clogged. I've also spent hundreds of dollars on head cleaning solutions and materials. I've also paid $400 for a brand new mainboard because ink dripped down into the cables by accident and shorted out the electronics of the printer. Again, this is all user error on my part, and it probably won't happen again because I know what I'm doing now. But I can guarantee you that it will be a learning curve with DTF where you're going to probably screw something up. The other benefit of DTF printing is that it's a bit faster when all is said and done. Now, if you recall, printing on DTF requires 3 steps. You print on a special film, then you apply adhesive powder on the film and bake it for 60 seconds, and then finally you press the transfer onto the fabric. Meanwhile, with a white toner printer, you first print the image onto a special film. Then you press a special adhesive sheet onto the film with a heat press for about 120 seconds. And then finally, you peel away the adhesive sheet and then press the transfer onto the fabric. Now on the surface, both printers require about the same amount of steps to print on a garment, but DTF is faster overall because of the extra adhesive paper transfer step. Even though the actual printing on a white toner printer is many times faster than printing on a DTF printer, the adhesive paper transfer step takes 120 seconds per sheet, and you have to manually peel the paper apart. Meanwhile, with DTF printing, there's actually machines you can buy that automatically apply the powder and the baking step all in one go, which speeds things up dramatically. Now, the primary advantage with a white toner printer is the low maintenance and the versatility. My DTF printer is a little bit fragile and can clog up at any time unless I print every day or perform routine maintenance on the machine. My white toner printer pretty much always works, and it's easy to teach my employees how to use it. Plus, this printer can print on way more than just fabric. With this printer, I can print on wood, metal, ceramics, pretty much anything. So overall, here's how I'm using both machines. For the big print jobs, I primarily use my DTF printer because it's cheaper for me to operate overall. But whenever my DTF printer goes down, and this has happened before during critical times, I have my white toner printer as a reliable backup. Now for all of you watching this video interested in starting your own printing business, I would start with a white toner printer first, and then go with DTF once you have consistent volume. So here's the overall flow if you want to actually make money with print on demand. When you're first starting out with very little money, focus on selling only with a print on demand company. Forget about the profit margins at first and focus on creating designs that resonate with your target audience. Use print on demand as leverage. Access products you can't typically make in-house and test different products. And then, once you have enough money, go out and buy the Uninet iColor 560 printer, which will allow you to cut your costs by about 6x and make a significant profit selling your winners. Now at this point, you should still use print on demand to explore new products, but you should print your highest volume winners with your printer to maximize your profits. And then finally, once you're at a volume where you can print every day, go out and get a DTF printer like the Sublistar A3 Star 4. With this exact formula, you'll have a profitable printing business online with very little upfront risk. Now that you understand the right way to do print on demand, make sure you watch this video here to learn all the little details with using a print on demand provider.